Suzanne, we're here in Brierfield Library in the headquarters of In-Situ, the artist collective that's been operating from here for about 3 years. They're incredibly embedded in this neighbourhood, as you know, and you are their latest artist in residence. I invited you because you're one of the very few artists I know who can truly work with communities on a level as a co-producer. So they are as important a collaborator to you as anybody else you might be inviting in to make the work. So I thought we could talk a bit about how we managed to attract you here all the way from LA.
I really am interested in the deep tradition of work that is represented by the mills. They're a very incredibly visual place. And what's amazing about this region is the dual cultures that exist here. And the opportunity to work with Muslim British people and white British people is extremely exciting at this moment in time.
Yeah, yeah. And why did you choose the idea of vocal expression, particularly Shape Note, as a way in to working with this community?
I've been interested in the democratic forms of participatory communal singing that Shape Note represents. And you and I both thought it would be very interesting to see if there were parallel cultural forms in the Asian community here, the Asian tradition here, that would bring people together in new ways.
We had our first real public event last night where we tried to make that happen, to bring a whole series of different traditions together, from the meditational chants used by the predominantly Sufi community here, to the sort of stock church singing that really originated in this area from Shape Note, which is very kind of simple, repetitive, rhythmic singing.
What we found out last night that I thought was amazing was kind of, we intuited it. You bring people together in a large enough scale, give them large enough sort of presence within the programming, and you get a kind of a spark of excitement that I think that Paul Hartley, our organizer, has found as he goes from place to place, diligently bringing people together. He said to me, the one thing I think people are very excited about is the numbers of people we're talking about in this community. I think even the 80 people that showed up last night, filling the room, was a real testimony to what is possible in this community.
To get to a point where you're saying that it doesn't matter whether you think you're a good singer or a
but
bad
that's going to
singer.
be the problem, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's going to be the
that's
problem.
the
I could see it last
challenge.
night, like, I can't sing.
Yeah.
And then we're going to find another challenge, which is I can't write poetry. So here's what we're going to try to do. First, organize small groups in your workplace, in your school, in your friendship circle, and
your cricket team.
Ask those small groups of 8 to 10 people to commit to meeting together maybe 5 times over the course of the next few months. What we want to do is get these small groups of people into tasks. The task is very simple. It's to represent who you are as a member of Pendle. And what are the concerns that we need to address to make this a richer, more vibrant community? So in doing that, we hope that these small groups will come up with a very simple 4-line poem, lyric, or message, and we can provide artists to help them do that. And then we will simultaneously be offering workshops in Shape Note and in Ziggur or some multiple forms, Nasheed and so on. And we'll ask the groups to attend whatever you want. And then they'll be able to set these 4 lines into a musical form with coaching and support and perform in September. So the task now is to, I think, overcome the fear, interestingly enough, of music, singing, writing, being artists, and allow people in small groups to engage in meaningful conversations and work artistically as citizen artists, and then come together in an event, something that'll be very exciting and make people feel really, really good about being part of this community.
And I think to do it in the mill, obviously, is super important, because it's an epic space.
It is.
So we're able to bring that many people together. But also there's that symbolism of that's how many people used to be working there in one collective endeavour and working shoulder to shoulder in one collective endeavour that brought benefit to their community, both economically and socially. And it's going back, trying to find that we've somehow lost over the past few years.
So it brings us back to super slowways, and you, a native of this area, now directing super slowways. What's your ambition for how this project fits in with your overall ambition?
Well, I think it's exactly that. I mean, I think it's just tapping into the kind of creative and innovative, inventive spirit that I believe still resides here, but that has become invisible over the past, certainly, I'm coming back to this area after 40 years. I left, and I left with a huge civic pride about the kind of cultural punch that this area could pack. And I really want to revitalise that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
My work is highly labor intensive. You could compare it with factory work in a sense. And it's very collective, and it's involving lots and lots of people who need to come, in order for the work to be successful, who need to bring their own creative imaginaries into the work. And then my job as an artist is to sort of bring those imaginaries together into one fairly shared vision of what's going to happen. I think what an event of this nature that has to have a level of artistic excellence. It can't be just a big community gathering.
No.
That's fun, but it's got to have choreography and lights and cameras and action. And people, I've seen time and time again, they come out with a great deal of pride in what they've personally accomplished, being part of the project, and also who they are as a community.
What we're trying to do is activate people's personal creative expressions, and as part of that, activating that personal responsibility that then develops into a civic responsibility as part of that collective gathering. So you come to this project because you're getting something out of it creatively and spiritually yourself. You're having, hopefully, a great time collectively while you're doing it. But the end product is about a collective expression that suddenly you're seeing that you are part of a much bigger voice. Your voice is amplified 1,000 times. It's saying, this is what we are, this is what this area is, and we are proud of it.